2-year update. Am I wrong for making my partner's drinking water too warm? I, 35 male, like to drink cold or chilled water, and my partner, 33 female, likes room temperature pre-boiled water. To accommodate for both our needs, we have a kettle for boiling water, after which it is transferred to 2 water jugs, which are either left at room temperature or used to refill the dispenser in the fridge. Onto the situation. 3 months ago I emptied both room temperature jugs into the fridge and boiled more water at night before bed. Partner came down, was furious she had no room temperature water to drink, and we came to an agreement: don't fill up both jugs into the dispenser and leave her one. Fast forward to today. There was going to be some burst water main repairs outside by the utility company, so in the morning before my partner woke up, I decided to make sure we had enough water to drink. I filled the dispenser with 1 jug, then have the room temperature water in the other jug into both. We had previously shattered a jug on a cold day when we poured boiling water in, so I thought I'd temper this by making sure the boiling water would enter lukewarm water, reducing chances of shattering the jugs. I went back to work and thought nothing of it. Partner wakes up and goes down, and she is furious. She doesn't have any room temperature water. I try to placate her by mixing the lukewarm water with water from the dispenser to make room temperature water, but it's futile. She won't relent. She tips the entire bottle of water I mixed out into the sink and tries herself and can't get the temperature right either. She is absolutely raging at me at this point for not listening to her or caring about her needs. She storms out of the house in a huff. So am I wrong here, or is perhaps this being blown out of proportion and mixing water to a specific temperature is not as big of a deal? Edit. Okay, wow, this really blew up. Who knew water would be so polarizing? Never thought this post would start lukewarm Watergate. Just got off work and reading through all the replies. Looks like there's lots of questions, so I'll do my best to answer them and provide some clarity. More info. Who boiled the kettle and filled the jugs the previous night? Why did you touch all the water? Firstly, we don't have 1 jug for her and 1 for me. We have 2 jugs for the household, me and her. I forgot about the water mains being repaired until early this morning when the trucks showed up and they started working. I rushed down and made sure there was enough water for both of us. Not just me. On top of filling all the jugs in the dispenser and boiling another kettle full of water, I also filled a few sinks so we'd have extra water to flush the toilet if need be. I honestly thought the water would cool enough by the time she woke up since it's a cold day, but I guess I was wrong. I didn't expect her to react the way she did. Is she OCD? No, she's just pedantic about certain things and needs them to be a specific way. But I don't think it's any more demanding than any other person who is neat and tidy and has certain idiosyncrasies. Why don't you drink from the tap? Are you Asian? Yes, we are an Asian couple. Many of you have guessed that. Drinking boiled water is cultural and a preference. There is nothing particularly wrong with the tap water in our country, Australia, but it tastes better to my partner after being boiled. Warm, but not boiling water tastes different than cooled to room temperature boiled water to her. So it's a preference. I preferred chilled water, but I'd happily drink room temperature water or even warm if there wasn't any chilled water. I drink what we have, but preferred to have chilled. It doesn't affect me in any big way. This morning I just filled everything I could, including the dispenser. Why don't you use ice? I can definitely use ice, but our fridge has a built-in dispenser that we have to manually fill, so I do that from time to time with water from the jugs. Normally I will only ever use one and leave one for her. This morning in my haste I used both as I wanted to make sure everything was full: dispenser, both jugs, and kettle. Why don't you have more jugs? Trust me, this is definitely our next step. As well as the Brita water filter, but worried she might not like the taste, plus she might insist we boil it first before it goes into the Brita. Why did you pour half the water into an empty jug and fill both with boiling? As previously explained, we shattered a glass jug on a cold day, previously pouring boiling water directly into it. Anyways, I was trying to avoid that and thought the boiling plus room temperature water would cool sufficiently by the time she woke up. I calculated wrong. Anyways, hope that clarifies most of the questions. We'll post an update once we've reached an amicable resolution. My guess is that it's not about the water, as some people have already said, but there's other underlying issues, and this was a trigger. Thank you for taking an interest and for all the comments.